is I can't film the video if you're laying on the product. Oh, you don't care? Is this your way of saying there's no videoing today? Hey, move. Is the swatch of watercolors more comfortable than the table? Hey, you're being a brat. You don't care. That's very clear you don't care. Hello, my art friends. I have another good video for you today. Our friends over at Paul Rubens sent me a full watercolor set of tubes of their new QIAOMEI watercolor. Now, I say new because it's new to me. I think it's been out for a little bit. I've seen some reviews of their half pans, but they have graciously sent me their tubes, 24 of them, to review. Now, I am super excited about this because I don't think I have any full set of tubes. I've created my own palette, and it's a mixture of different brands. This is the first full brand of tubes I own. And I'm going to share something a little later of what I did because of this. But first, let's talk about this. Paul Rubens. They have sent me items in the past to review. I've liked all of them. They're very good. I believe their parent company is ArtX. The last thing I did, I think I reviewed some pencils, which they were fabulous. Before that, I did some pastels. All really good products. So what I have done is I bought one of those really big, nice palettes, really big ones, to put these in. And I will go ahead and fill up that palette for you. We'll do some swatches. We'll do a little project, all the good things. So if you're interested to see these guys, just keep on watching. Before we get too much further, if you like my content and channel, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. It helps me grow. Now, let's just whip this box around and see what we're dealing with here. All right, so we have a number. We have a name that you can barely read. And then what is good for all you pigment information people out there, it looks like we have some pigment information down here. There's a star rating. It looks like we have all the good things. Now, I myself am not into what the pigments are in each color, but I know that that matters to a lot of people. So the information is on this box, which can be appreciated by all. All right, let's do this together. Woo! Those look nice. Okay. Oh, it's just so nice to appreciate a new art supply, untouched, not dirty and mully-grubbed. Looks nice. Let's just pull out a tube and check it out. Let's pull out this beautiful sap green. Okay, now you might not be able to see that. Probably not, because there's a glare from my lights. On the actual tube, we have the color. We have the pigment information. We have if it's opaque or transparent, and the light fast star rating, I'm assuming what that is. And from what I could tell, these are Chinese watercolors. One of the things that they describe about these is that it has a glossy finish. And I immediately thought of the Kuretake Gansai Tambis. They also have a glossy finish. However, they're pretty opaque. I don't think these are supposed to be as opaque. From what I could tell, these are pretty transparent. And really, it's what you're going after. I mean, it depends on what I'm up to. Do I want something really transparent, or do I want something with a little more oomph that you can't see through, more like a gouache? Hey, what do you want to paint with? Pretty much. I like everything. All right. Oh, just beautiful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a big swatch sheet. And let's zoom you out a little bit here. I picked this up from Blick. And I said previous I wanted a big palette. Why? Because I have a few half pans, but sometimes you just can't get a big brush into a half pan. You need a little more room, right? You need a little more room to get down and dirty. Isn't this nice? Now, it's a plastic. Has a nice lid, lays flat. yeah, I got this because this has more space to get a big brush in, so you can get in there, get a lot of color, have fun, don't worry about making a mess. It's got a wonderful mixing area. Now this only has 22 wells. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna put the white in this palette, and maybe not the black either. Or I might, we'll figure something out. It's probably going to be the white and the black I don't put in the palette, because I'll put those off to the side. Usually when if I want to mix a color to make like a more pastel, I want a fresh paint anyway, or I'm using an actual gouache because I'm up to something else with the white. So I probably won't put in the white or the black. We will swatch it out just in case. Depending. I probably won't swatch out the white. I'll swatch out the black. But yeah, so I got this beautiful palette for these brand new watercolors. I have a feeling these are going to be fantastic. Everything I've tried from this brand is good. So I have high hopes that this is going to work out and become my new big watercolor palette for those big projects. All right, I'm going to make a swatch card. We're going to get into filling up this palette. I know you guys like to see that. We're going to make some swatches. Let's get right into it. Okay, I have my big, beautiful palette, all my colors set up. I made this swatch card. I say card. This is arches. I wanted to swatch on what I usually use. Cold press. I will be taping this to the inside of my palette lid, like so. I like to keep the middle open just as my palette in case I want to add other convenience colors that I use a lot around, so I can add them to my chart here. All right, since this palette is so large, I'm going to put it off camera, and I'm just going to do swatches for you. Tony tip of the day: if you own a cat that likes her treats, as I do, I use the empty treat containers as water buckets, especially for swatches when you're changing colors constantly and you just need a rinse and you can take your clean water. I like these bigger containers, and when they get gross, I just throw them away. I'm going to be using my Degado Squirrel Hair brush. It is my favorite. All right, so this has actually been drying for about a week. I'm touching them. They all feel pretty dry. There was no weird cracking or anything when these did set up. Not that it matters. I do expect these to fully dry and probably pull away from the edge a little bit. That kind of stuff doesn't bother me. But yeah, the palette, it dried quite nicely. All right, now here are my dried swatches. I can see a little glossy effect where the paint is rather thick. And I did that on purpose. I took it straight from the tube just to see how glossy it is. And the only parts that are shiny are like the straight from the tube paint. Not every swatch is shiny because I didn't use enough of the straight pigment. I just don't think, even though that was a claim that it's glossy, I think if you use any amount of water with it, you're not going to get what you would consider like a glossy finished product. There's not that much sheen to these. It's not like my Kirataki ones. There is an actual sheen to those. So yeah, just if you're curious, yeah, there's some gloss, but not a whole lot. These dried very nice, very vibrant colors. Very vibrant. I knew that these were a little more translucent than what I originally had thought. But really, when I was doing these swatches, these look pretty good. I know you can't tell from a swatch, so we will be doing something next. Let me take this off the block and laminate it, because we all know I will destroy this if it's not laminated. And we will be right back. All right, let's get started. I'm going to use my Arches Rough. I like the rough texture of this. I know there's a lot of pretty colors in this palette. However, in Kansas City right now, it is winter time, so we're probably going to do some kind of a snow scene. All right, let's get into it. Right here is my finished winter scene. Made with the QIAOMEI watercolors. I did enjoy these. I have no complaints about them. Let me try to get this in the picture, I guess. There we go. I thought they worked just fine. Everything went as planned. I have no complaints about this. So if you're interested in buying a brand new full set of watercolor tubes, I'm going to have all this linked down below for you in case you are interested. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. It helps my small channel grow. Thank you so much, and I will see you later. Bye.